there is a question of Africa risk and then infrastructure risk anywhere. But I think also even rich countries that are having some challenges. African assets have been undervalued because Africa risk has been exaggerated. We have looked at infrastructure financing in Africa at the bank, but I think we're coming to a plateau where public resources are not going to increase dramatically in relation to the gap which we have. So what we have thought to do in the African government is to create a new vehicle for funding African infrastructure. We call it Africa 50. Now here's the problem. We as a corner investor will be looking for transformative projects which are priority for Africa. But they must be commercially viable, make sense, give a good return. So I don't think about maybe instead of focusing on what is not working, why don't you focus on how can it work?
As a bank, we've been accelerating our portfolio on infrastructure, pushing our private sector branch at IFC and Liga to do more infrastructure in Africa. But we are both saying that it's not enough. What can we do more to really accelerate that process? And we thought we both have this idea of getting the black box. This box which is called risk. So if you look at fundamentals like inflation, like debt ratio, like fiscal deficit, Africa is basically performing better than a lot of African countries in the world. And when it comes to investment, you ask the question, why it's not following? A little bit the reactions that we are seeing on the continent is that those institutions are trying to do the right things for their beneficiaries. So there is one of the consequences of this is you have currency mismatch in our investment, you have maturity mismatch. Rightly, there are a lot of interesting things which are happening right now in Africa. All those are very interesting initiatives, and it happens that in all these initiatives, the World Bank and African Development Bank have been working together and structuring those.
The most difficult money to raise in the infrastructure field is development funding. So I warmly welcome Africa 50. I think it's a marvellous venture, and Taz is going to tell us more about it. There's the old saying, if you present enough intelligent people with a problem, they'll come up with a similar answer. I do think that success breeds success. So the more we do successful projects in the infrastructure sphere in Africa, the more we will tell the outside world, look, it can be done.
I was reading a paper the other day in a European country when there was this Ebola outbreak in Guinea. The title was not Ebola in Guinea, it was Ebola in Africa. Yeah. So I don't think we should waste so much time on that. So things are happening, and that's where we should focus. Those who fear to come, tough luck. But I think we should focus on things which are working.
The challenge, as has been said in this panel, is investing in infrastructure requires you to do a couple of things that you ideally would not like to do. I believe, however, that over time this asset class in Africa will grow. I'm very, very optimistic that over the next 5 years we'll see significant progress in investing in Africa infrastructure. It is very risky, but it's actually very exciting at the moment. You actually make real impact.
Africa is actually, we just started to scratch the wall. You know, there's a lot to do, but it's just waiting for that someone to come and say, well, I'm ready to start acting. It's at this conference here, it was as if people are just looking at you and say, people like investors, let's see that one go, and then we will see what happened, and then we will invest. We want everybody to be on the same plate, everybody to be on the same, space in terms of thinking, and then just go forward.